No home win against United in 20 years. Are we live? I think we're live. Yeah. We're not live. We're not live at all. It said tick, tick, tick. Right, hang on.
You got this. Come on. I love the opening line.
Oh, that's really funny. We're live on Instagram. Oh my word.
Now we're live. It's definitely live now.
We don't know if we're live.
I've just got a notification saying that we're live. So
okay, we're live on Instagram.
We're live on YouTube. So, let's just
We're live on YouTube.
Right. Yeah, look. Yeah.
Does it say we're live on YouTube?
I've just got a notification on my phone that says they're live on YouTube. And now I'm talking.
Is that YouTube?
Yeah, look.
Why does it say we're live? This is
because we're
so
live.
random. Let me just check that. Go live.
You don't have to, because we are in fact live on YouTube.
Live.
I was just.
Do you know all the slick entrances to this show? Just been screwed over by technology yet again. Anyway, hello and welcome to the Matchday Vlogs channel. As always, please remember to smash that like button and hit subscribe, because it really does make a difference to the channel. We're here this evening. I'm still not sure if are we live. We are live.
I've showed you the video about this 10 minutes ago.
If it's all good, let us know where you're watching from. If you're watching on YouTube, let us know if we're live. Anyway, on tonight's show, I really hope we're live, or I was just going to feel silly talking to no one. Anyway, on tonight's show, we have, of course, coming up next, it is Manchester United. At home. We're also going to be having a look back at the Brentford game, which feels like an absolute age ago. Plenty of discussion points to talk about there. But we also have plenty of news. I mean, this show isn't technically sponsored, but we do have a bit of a prize running. What's that? A Kyle Walker-Peters signed shirt.
Kyle Walker-Peters
signed shirt. That's right. Our friends over at footballprizes.co.uk are back with an amazing prize. This time it's a Kyle Walker-Peters signed shirt. But amongst that are two other instant wins, which include a signed Will Smallbone shirt and a signed Adam Lallana shirt. So as I last checked moments ago, over half the tickets are sold already. It's limited to 199 tickets, so be sure to get your tickets in now to have a chance of winning one of those three amazing prizes. Tickets are just £3.95 and you can buy as many as you want, although I think it's limited to 30, so don't go too nuts. But yeah, head on over to footballprizes.co.uk and have a chance of winning one of those three amazing signed shirts. It's a signed Kyle Walker-Peters shirt. Right, that's enough for me. Best of luck, and up the Saints. There we go. There is now currently less than 50 tickets available, so be sure to check in that. And if you're wondering what that QR code is up there, it's exactly that. So if you're watching us on your TV, nice living room, good to see you all sitting nice and comfortably. You can scan that with your phone and head on over and pick yourself up a few tickets. Right, there we go. One more final announcement. There's a certain charity. We'll get onto the football stuff in a minute, but I've just got to get through all these. The club have been in contact with allowing me to promote this, which is happening in October. The Saints Legends versus Russell Martin's 11. It's going to be happening on October the 13th, which is a Sunday, I believe. So tickets are now on sale for that, with all proceeds going split. I think it's 50-50 between Saints Foundation and other charities going on there. So check it out. More stuff on that to come. Just had.
Was that Robert Snodgrass I saw on there?
I think it was. Is it? So it is.
What a time.
Is it? I think it is. Anyway. Legends to be confirmed. I understand. There's little letters underneath. There we go. Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. First things first, Jack. How are you? You good?
Yeah, mate. I'm real good. Like I just said before, I really quite enjoyed the international break. Not for the football, but for the lack of it. It's been a nice sort of recovery since.
Little bit of a break.
It's been a crazy start to the season. We've watched a lot of games. We've done a lot of back and forth in, but just a little break was nice. Just to kind of get over the reality check that we've had to go through the past few weeks. But we're back at it Saturday, and you never back the early kickoff, do you? So it's all...
never back the early kickoff. No. It has been a little bit rough. Let me see. Let's. I'm still thrown off by the beginning of the show. What a mess. Let's talk about Brentford. Of course, it did end in a 3-1 defeat, but we scored a goal. Which is good. And it does mean, actually, that if we win by 1 or 2 goals, I think we go above United, which would be mad, right?
It should
Think
be
about it
fun.
like that. So, yeah. But anyway, let's talk.
No, surely not, because they've got...
They lost 3-0.
Oh, yeah, they did, didn't they? That is funny. Yeah. Yeah, that is funny.
That is funny. You're right. It's funny. So yes, lots of talking points over Brentford. Do you know, my first initial thought on this game when we left was, what a waste. What a waste. Because the depressing thing about it is that Brentford really didn't have to do a lot to get those 3 points today. And aside from a long throw-in, which kind of sort of fortuitously looped in, it was self-inflicted harm. And I think that's going to be one of those things that is perhaps going to haunt us as an opportunity lost, really. So,
yeah, there's a part of me that thinks that this might sound big-headed, but there's really a chance that we should be unbeaten this season. And although should be draws, I don't think we should be winning those games, really, because we didn't do enough to do it. But we did definitely do enough to to get something out of those games. But instead, we've just punched ourselves in the face every game, doing something absolutely stupid. And it's both a good thing and a bad thing, because it lets you know that Rustball's kind of working. It's just, can you stop it? But it is also the thing that keeps killing us. It's, if you can just work it out and right, there's stuff. I think something that's going to work here. But there's a reason people like lambasting us for passing it around the back the way we are. It's like, listen, we are not Madrid, and we can't be doing that sort of stuff. We can't be inviting the kind of stuff that we're right in front of goal. But
was it a formation thing though? Was it a case that we had one too many defenders at the back?
Well, when we get to lineups later, I'm sure. I think we might drop that 3 at the back, because when we finished that game, that was pretty much the formation that we had us in and the lineup that we had us in when we did our preview for it. I do think it was like Sugawara was so alone on the wings, and I think so was Kyle Walker-Peters. And Kyle Walker-Peters it's a lot harder to take on 3 men in the Premier League than it was in the Championship last year. I think I'm not saying that Kyle's struggling, but I think he's not the same, and he can't beat 3 men, so you can't just leave him out there on his own like you kind of could last season. You have to adapt to that. And I feel like that extra man at the back means we're missing something at the front. And as soon as we went a bit wider, we did concede pretty much as soon as we did that. But that wasn't because of the formation change. That was, again, because of a long throw and then another stupid area passing it around. But I feel they're getting in each other's way, the 3 of them.
Yeah.
Getting in each way, and then the way that you get over that is by allowing Jack to press forward. And at that point, he's playing a number 6. So why don't you just let Flynn do that job, and then bring Flynn back, let him play that role and push forward and carry the ball, and have 2 really attacking players in front of him. It just works so much better. And as soon as you got somebody on the pitch, those players on the pitch that had something to prove, I think Diblin's so classy. He has to start. For Fernandez looked great when he came on the pitch. And Lallana as well. I kind of ummed and ahed. I want, should Lallana be starting?
Yeah, look good.
God, he looks so good, and maybe that is something you just need to bring that on to shore up those games.
Yeah,
or those moments of games where you need to really mature and do a certain thing. He's the guy to come onto the pitch. He knows how to either, he knows how to seal a game off and probably keep that lead. Or if you need to go on the attack, he's the guy that's like, we need to be pushing forward. He'll be that manager's voice in the pitch, and we need to be going this way.
Yeah.
So I think Lallana had a great game, and Ramsdale, hard one to take for him.
Yeah, to be honest, he had a great first half. I mean, we should have been perhaps 2 or 3 down had it not been for his. He looks a very proactive goalkeeper.
Extremely.
Anticipating lots of stuff. So, very, very pleased to see him bed in pretty quickly, and he's certainly an upgrade on what we've had before or what we've had available
I
to
love
us.
him. I still can't believe it's real. When I saw him there, I was like, mental that we've got
Yeah.
him in goal. It's just class.
Yeah, I mean, watching Russell Martin's press conference earlier, Mike's watched the press conference. Stop the press. Oh my goodness. He made comments as close to where we want to be. What do you think that means? Apart from the obvious, obviously.
I honestly think, like we said, we've given all the games we've lost, we've given it away, and it's our fault. And if we can stop doing those silly things and we can adapt to going forward as a bit more as well and putting the ball in the back of the net, then there is something there. It's not like we've come into the Prem and we've lost every game for 3-0, 4-0. We've not had an Everton start.
No.
Where it's like, what is going on? Like that for me is panic mode. And for us, it's a team that's adjusting from going from one place to another. The transfer window hadn't shut yet. We've now had a week with all these players in. Like, I don't know what. It was only today that I kind of remember that we signed Cornet.
I know, right?
I kind of just because I've pretty much since Brentford, I kind of just switched my mind. I was like, you know what? I'm going to leave it till we come back. And I saw the pictures today. And I was like, oh yeah, Archer. God, yeah. We got Fraser back. Like, there's some attacking football there and goals.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, great. Let's get back into this. It's gonna be. I think it'll be a very different side that we see this weekend.
Yeah, I think he has alluded to the fact that there's new talent in the building. Obviously competing for places. He's felt a certain. I'm speaking about Russell Martin here. He's felt a certain amount of loyalty towards those players that have helped us get back into the Premier League, but a few of those players haven't really performed at the level that they know that they're capable of, which is, I think, has been disappointing for us all to watch. But also with the back of mind thinking like, well, wait a minute, we've got Fernandes who's available, Ugo Chukwu, who, aside from a few sort of stray passes for being in that Cardiff game, looks phenomenal and looks like an absolute powerhouse. So the fact that we could have a midfield pivot of Big Les and Flynn Downs involved at the back would make us a lot more secured up in that midfield position, which tends to be the area where we're sort of taken apart really at the moment, or we're certainly not keeping hold of the ball as perhaps we once should. I just want to go back to that, that first 20 minutes against Newcastle, just to show what we can actually do.
Yeah.
And, I think we perhaps have the talent in the building that can now do that. What are your thoughts on perhaps some of the more obvious position? I mean, there was a comment here, someone saying they should bench Adam Armstrong. Now, we've got plenty of wingers. And as you alluded to, Maxwell Cornet is now in the building. Dibblings looked amazing, looks absolutely incredible for his age, and certainly one to watch. And I'm sure lots of other clubs will be having their eyes on him. So yeah, I mean, what would you start on that?
I mean, Adam's just struggled, and and it's not. I don't know if it's because it's delivery to him, or what it is, but he just doesn't look confident with the ball. And compared to what he was doing last season, it kind of just feels like it's a Premier League thing. And when you do have Dibbling coming on doing that kind of stuff that he's doing, I get he's probably a bit quicker than Adam Armstrong. You would be, a few years younger, but Adam Armstrong, should be like making moves. He should be trying to cut in and attack that ball. And if Dibbling's doing that, why can't he do that?
Yeah.
There's no reason why he shouldn't be doing that. We all know he's quick, but every time the ball's going on top, he's not beating the man to it. Every time he comes 1-on-1, he's not been able to get around them. If the ball's coming, he has to hold it off. He's not strong enough to do that, and it's really disappointing to see because he was so good last season, and he was such the dude. But it's just it is at a point where I've in my little preview line that I posted on Twitter. I didn't start Armstrong, and I think he's one of those players that we're talking about, and I think the other one is Taylor Harwood-Bellis.
Yeah, I know what you mean. At some reason, Chat Stevens was getting loads of flack. And I don't know what game those people were watching, but the irony of the fact that we were seeing Taylor Harwood-Bellis' name literally whilst he lost the ball and conceded the first goal is depressing. Depressing to say the least. But yeah, that's a weird one. I mean, I don't know why that drop off has gone. Whether it was a confidence thing, but the last two games, he just hasn't looked himself at all.
No, he's not looked himself to, but I do think that is because we're playing one too many centre backs and they're getting in each other's way. And then like it just doesn't gel together. And for me, it's the security of Jack Stevens. I think Taylor Bellis is probably the more spicy fun risk. Like get him there on his own, make him like, you know what I mean? Just he that way he's gonna have to step up. His mentality is like, right, there's one less centre back now. Yeah. I have to do this job properly. Really have to do it and not have to worry that like Jack's in my space or am I in the wrong position. I'm just covering this bit. So maybe it is the spark that he would need. But for me, I just think Jack's been great. I think he's the captain of the team. He's straight after every game. Put it this way, every game I've sort of been like, when Jack's done something wrong, it's because there's like a communication error or there's like something that's gone right. Harl Bellis, when he's annoyed me, has been like balls over the top that are just going nowhere, stray passes, tackling the player. Tackling a player only just to lose that possession immediately again. Like, it's really frustrating stuff. And it's probably like, that I don't like to say immature, but it's that, that maybe naivety to the league that Jack has over him there. I mean, none of us are saying drop Bednarak because we all see what a perfect centre back he is for us right now. He's great. And the closest other one to Bednarak is probably Stevens. And it's that maturity of it. So, yeah, I think Bellis is going to end the season exactly how we want him to do. I think he's going to step into it and he's going to be what we need.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to take some time and we should do that and start that transition. I think you have to keep Jack in. You have to keep Bednarak in.
Yeah. And, we must look at some of the positives. I mean, that goal that we did score at the end, a certain Yuki Sugawara putting it in. This picture was taken at Newcastle, by the way. I just had it available to me. But what a goal. that was quite something, that kind of build-up. And, set up by Tyler Dibning and Adam Lallana for one-touch poke away right into the goal. So that was kind of nice for us to see a goal. Yeah. And let's be honest, we've actually only scored one less goal than our opposition that we face on Saturday. So
exactly,
small positives.
You got to think Sugawara has got to be for the money one of the best signings this year. And I mean that across so far in the league, looking across it, like he's so good. And how much did we pay? 3 mil. I'm pretty sure it was a nothing, not a lot compared to some of the others. I was kind of felt when it came straight away. I don't know what it is about Japanese players, but I think they're wicked.
Yeah.
I like Minamino when he was here. Yoshida's my hero. Give me the goods.
Sugawara.
But yeah, I think
chat beats me to it.
And Sugawara as well. Like that Newcastle game, we took our foot off when after he came off, like putting a dozy on that side. And a dozy went off as well when that very. That's something I've not even thought about. A dozy's gone for the year.
Yeah.
Step up Sam Ammo.
6 million.
6 million. Still, yeah. Still.
There we go.
Still a very good
right at our fingertips. All that info right there.
Then we used to have like real proper stat man in the comments doing stuff for us. Early days, man.
Yeah, who was that? I don't remember now. Michael was pretty close though. 5 mil, pretty close. Probably in the region of 6 mil. So it could be 5 mil. Michael could be 100% on the money here, but in the region of 6 million.
But yeah, I think he's looked class. I think it's a bit of a shame that Kyle Walker-Peters has got to play that left side. If he had come in as a left-footed like properly, it would have been great. But listen, Kyle Walker-Peters is great on the left and the right. I think he just wants to cut in onto that right foot a bit too much. Where I feel he should be like, just lever it with your left, just give it a go.
Yeah,
I'd rather a few, a high lob into the box. It's a bit like, where's it going to go? Than cutting in and never being able to get it off in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly that. Well, we certainly we'll move on. We'll move on from Brentford. I think we've pretty much covered everything that needed to be said about that. It's a fun away day. If anyone is interested in ever doing it, it's literally a very short.
The pub is very close.
The pub is very close. The train station's very close. The train station's literally alongside the stadium. So there isn't, and they run extra trains on the way back to Clapham. So
you went semi-viral after this game, didn't you? The clip in the pub of everybody singing the song. I saw that make the rounds quite a lot. People were just absolutely mugging us off.
Yep, got clipped up a few times. I didn't see what it did on X. I think Saints Chance picked it up and put it on there. They tagged us in it, so it's fine.
Yeah, sent me a post of people like really digging into us, and I was just like, "Yeah, it's pretty funny."
If you're having a pop at people enjoying themselves and supporting their football club, then there's something wrong with you. So there we go. Right then.
I really wanted to read one of them out because they're just funny.
Maybe if this gets like, I don't know, 5,000 likes, then I'll just do a YouTube video just reading all the comments. But yeah, do one of those like, who's it did that? Who's it? The music artist that basically just reads mean tweets. But there we go. Football Martin's on my side. Well said, Mike. Absolutely. If you can't enjoy yourself and support your team, then what can you do?
No, I do think we're actively ruining the game.
There was one that made me literally fall off my chair laughing. Like, this guy's everything that's wrong with this football club. Like, firstly, wow, and thank you. Secondly, not sure I am, but anyway, there we go.
I think you are. I think I am.
Everything that's wrong.
In fact, I actively do it just to annoy those other people. I don't actually enjoy football, but I just really like winding up like 4 or 5 people on Twitter.
Anyway, right, moving on to Southampton versus Man United. Of course, it is the early kickoff. Never back the early kickoff, as they say. We've not beaten them at home in 20 years, as I've heard a lot of pundits pick up on. So that'd be a funny one to overturn. But looking ahead, I'm not sure if anyone's had a chance to watch the opposition preview, which I put up earlier today. I'm feeling a little bit more confident about the situation, if I'm completely honest. One of the facts that I think is quite interesting is that Man United apparently like to play possession-based football, and they can't score goals at the moment. Sound familiar?
Hello, darkness, my old friend. That creak of the door at the perfect timing.
What's this from?
Thomas, he sent you a message.
Oh, okay. Apparently Thomas is live in the chat, so I've got the cake here. It's got ST, which I presume is like striker. Is that right?
Or Saint.
Oh yeah, Saint. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Thank you.
Street.
Thank you. Look at the magic of real life. There we go.
It's a bit of a different vibe, this show, isn't it?
A little bit, all over the place. And if you're wondering what we're talking about, just go back and watch the intro. What a mess. What a mess. There we go.
But yeah, it's like, it is good talking to United fans and then being like, you're gonna batter us. I'm like, this is good. Like, no, they're so, and they are bad. They are smelly. That game against Fulham that we watched in Newcastle, granted they got the win,
so
but
dull.
the entire time you're like, Fulham have got this, or Fulham just got to just do something here, and then every other game it's just been absolutely terrible.
Yeah, absolutely.
We
were sat in, was it the pub opposite the stadium at St
Strawberry.
James Pub? The Strawberry. We were up in the Strawberry, in the upstairs bit, and I just remember watching that game thinking like, just end so we can go out. Just end.
Yeah.
Please end. So we can just go out and have a good time. And
If it wasn't for the fact that the Strawberry slowly had a private function that went on where people were dressed weird, should we say?
Interestingly,
very interestingly.
Wasn't there a dog dressed as a nun?
Yes, there was a dog dressed as a nun. It was great. It is a fun vibe. They had a Star Wars pinball machine. It was we should have said a bit longer, but it really made a very dull United performance very entertaining.
Yeah,
because obviously they're all Geordies happy for wanting Newcastle to lose, United to lose. So it was a good time.
It was a fun one. But yeah, they've looked kind of underwhelming, and I think the fascinating thing is because Højlund won't be back. Højlund's not fit. Luke Shaw's not fit, so they don't actually have an actual left back. They've also got some new signings in the door, but they're still going to be sticking with Casemiro experience. So
yeah, could be interesting to see how they line up, really. But certainly the fact that the crux of the conversation I had with Old Man G from Red Devil Studios, the fact that if we try and sit back and play defensively, then that will be our crux, in the sense that inviting the pressure onto us with Rashford and Garnacho, which will be the main kind of threats, really.
Yeah.
Luke Shaw is fit. Steady care. Not in that sense. Not in that sense. See, someone's coming over from TikTok as well. Hooray! Yes, there's a backstage view of TikTok over there. So if anyone's watching on TikTok, jump over onto YouTube and all those things. I'm sure I get banned on TikTok for saying the YT word, but there we go. Anywho, so yeah, I'm feeling fairly kind of confident-ish about this. I mean, remember the time when we lost all those games in September and then came back and beat Leeds in the early kickoff, and it was kind of like,
yeah, it was the start of everything. I mean, you never know. Might have a bit of similar to last year, where this. For me, it does line up perfectly. Like, right, you've had your first little run of games. It didn't go great, but you learnt a lot. You know, you've not got like an overconfidence that shouldn't be there. You've not underperformed the transfer window because you've done all right. Like, oh, maybe we don't need this because they've scored 2 goals or nothing. None of that's happened. It's like, right, the kind of worst that's happened. We've lost all the games. Learn as much as you can. Let's get as much as we possibly can. And United are just one of those teams, like, to beat them at home for the first time in 20 years. And like, you know what the last one was, you know, how much fun that is. It would just be like the perfect way to turn it around. And United are in such a bad like stretch of form, and the only thing they have are those miracle moments when one of them pulls something crazy out of the bag. And I'll be honest, I feel like that happens a lot easier if you've got a McCarthy or unfortunately a Bazunu in goal. I feel like this could be a game where Ramsdale does a few bits of magic. Yeah.
No, we certainly have to see what comes up. I mean, we actually were watching the early kickoff, which was Brighton versus Man United on the last home game when we played Forest, and I actually remember watching that thinking, like, they just switch off at the back. It's just kind of bizarre to see. But with Onana in goal, perhaps maybe we should see a few long shots. I mean, maybe Tyler Dibling's been watching a few videos thinking, like, maybe we should just ping it from here and just see what happens. But
imagine that. Special. Imagine Dibbling from 45 yards in front of the Northern Wall.
Clip it now. It's happening. Clip it right now. Right then, should we move on to the lineups?
Let's
How
do
we
it.
want to set up. I mean, I've actually been sent quite a few people have been sending me their dream lineups, and quite like them. And none of them have 5 at the back. So
no.
Let's just crack on and have a look at this. Right. Seamlessly finding the overlay. Just seamless, isn't it? Why can't I find the overlay? Panic sets in.
We're so good.
Panic sets in.
Just post the one that I did on Twitter, mate. That's the one. That's the lineup it's gonna be.
There it is. Yeah. There we go. Right, there we go. Panic over. Mike's found it. Happy days. Tra-la-la-la-la. There we go. Makes it a little bit bigger. Right, this is the part of the show where we're going to be going through our predicted 11. Should we call it a preferred 11? Should I change it?
I think yeah. Right now we're one of those. It's that stage of like, we know it's probably going to do if it's not great, so let's do what we want, and that when he matches it, we're happy. And if he doesn't, we could be like, "Told you should have gone with us."
Exactly. So have I spelled desired right? Is that right? Looks wrong. Is that right? Desired.
You're asking the wrong guy. I know the 11's right.
Exactly. There will definitely be 11 players on the pitch at the start of the game. That's how we're doing it. Right then. Do I need to ask this question?
Get him in there.
I wonder if anyone's going to have like that paint, Rambo paint. Too much?
By anyone, does that mean you? I mean, you've already got that. TikTok shop at a
sale.
The
Amazon link below, yes. Right. We want to go for it at the back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I think the fullbacks pick themselves.
Yeah. Sugar da 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 da. Wara wara.
So many good new songs.
Yes.
So many good new songs.
No, apparently you're not allowed to sing songs. It's sad.
It is though. It is. Going to
So-
football games and
so cringe.
and wearing the shirt and singing songs is the most cringe thing you can possibly do. Going to a game and actively showing support is actually one of the most weirdest red things
Yeah.
I can do.
Spending hundreds of pounds following your club around the country is so sad.
Yeah, actively.
Anyway.
What is good is Stone Island and a punch up.
I don't mind a bit of compass on the arm. They're always good. They're a good laugh. They're a good laugh. Right then, who are we going to do the centre back pairing?
Yeah, for me, it's Bednar and Stevens.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You putting Bedders here?
Yeah. But, mate, back in the Premier League, there's 4 at the back.
Yeah.
Now, listen, if you think, Harwood Bellis, if you think if you prefer it, I won't fight it. But what I will say is, I think it's difficult for go about Captain Jack, who's not actually put a foot wrong.
Yeah.
And also considering how much Jack was lost out on the team last year due to injury, and when he came back from injury, Harwood Bellis didn't put a foot wrong, and so he had to accept being on the bench for a while. I think it's the same sort of thing here. I think Harwood Bellis has to accept being on the bench for a while because Jack's not put a foot wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good shot. Someone actually sent me one with Ronnie Edwards in it, and I was like, I don't know. I mean, he played against Cardiff, didn't he? He played against Cardiff?
Needs that. You know what? That Everton game will be the perfect litmus test for him.
Yeah.
The Everton Cup game will be the perfect. If he does well in that, then maybe we can start looking at putting that in.
Yeah.
But no, I think for me, Harwood Bellis is just some time to think about it. Sit in the naughty step for a second.
So let's just have a look at this over here. If I do this, is this alluding to what you're thinking as well?
Yeah, I think for me, I don't think you need 2 defensive midfielders just yet, and especially when we're playing at home. Granted, it's United, but it's pretty bad United, so we can just go Flynn. And for me, the midfield should be Flynn, Diblin, Fernandez.
Okay. Iniesta. We put Fernandez here.
Yep. And Diblin on the other side there.
Okay. That's why panic sets in. I realise, is it 2 Bs with Diblin?
No, it's just the one. It's just the one. And then for me, that front 3 should be Archer in the middle, Barrett and Diaz on the left, and Cornet on the right.
Cornet on the right?
Yeah, or left, whichever one he's preferred. I think they all prefer the left for some reason. I don't know how we've ended up in that position again, but yeah.
And you went BBD?
Yeah, BBD. And the Archer in the middle.
Okay.
You can't tell me that's not a good-looking team.
That is. The only thing I had in mind, I know you said you don't see a point in playing an extra defensive midfielder in. I would maybe move Cornet over here.
Mm-hmm.
Chat, don't forget to get involved. Let me know what you think. Cornet over here. Dibbling over here.
And Big Les in the middle.
Yeah. Where am I going? Big Les. Maybe playing slightly ahead. As like a 6-8 hybrid.
Maybe. I think mine was more spicier.
Yeah. But these two linked up really well.
Yeah, it's class. Yeah, maybe that's the way around to go. It's those are the players I want on the pitch. How you do that, up to you.
Big Les. So that was my kind of thinking.
The other thing that we are forgetting is that Tool Pool's still here. When does he get his chance?
Tool Pool. It
Now,
was really interesting to hear in that press conference that it's like there were players that ultimately didn't get the desired moves away, and you could kind of like just easily know who that was. I think Silamana was in on that as well.
Yeah.
Big Paul. Who else?
So there've been Tool Pool, Sulemana,
ABK.
ABK. From that picture, I don't think Adozi quite got the one he wanted.
Well, there's not big smiles.
He looked very upset.
Yeah. Let's have a look at some of these. Flynn, Leslie, Fernandez in the middle, dribbling right wing, Cornet left wing with Diaz through the middle. Interesting.
Yeah, that's fine with me too.
Yeah. I don't mind either. Let's see what Andy's saying. Ramsdale, Shugarara, Benrett, Stevens, Carl Peters, Downs, Fernandez. Okay. Yeah, he's with you with the defence there. Aribo though would be a difference.
Again, I don't think Aribo's done much wrong either. He's just not been.
No.
It's when we were the Prem last time, it was like he just doesn't come. He just doesn't get back enough, and now he does. He's powerful doing that, and he goes forward, but he just doesn't quite go forward the way you'd want him to.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is with Big Les is it did take some time to get into the game against Cardiff, but literally he was such a physical presence that everything was bouncing off him, and Cardiff players were literally flying, and he was literally able to muscle them off just literally by standing still. So that could be quite useful, and looked like a really big physical Romeo Lavia to me. So
yeah,
I'm all for that really, but we have options. And I think that's the exciting thing is the fact that we have options, but it's just a case of how we play it. So, but we shall see. But it looks to be lots of people in agreeance, maybe.
yeah. I know that we all know what people don't want to see, and unfortunately, really guttingly for me, I really thought Smallbone was going to do. I still think he will by the end of the season be a consistent player for us, but he's just not hit the ground running. Neither is Armstrong, Harbour Bellis. I just think there are players that we thought were so dependable last year that have just dipped a little bit coming up and handle it. But I think it's just a matter of time. I just think it's a matter of time. So yeah, it's just. But this team looks more exciting to me, and Lallana as well on the bench. I think Lallana isn't something that we sniffed at. I think I thought he looked so good when he came on, reeling in the ears. He's been listening to Steely Dan for the last all summer. He's ready to do it.
Yeah. What's going on in the chat session? It's like a little bit of a feud going on with Newcastle fans. Dear me.
What's that? A Newcastle fan online is acting up? No way.
Everyone that we've met in real life has been absolutely lovely.
Every Geordie I've met in real life has been an absolute heart. And most Newcastle fans I know are lovely. The ones online,
yeah,
the ones that have profile pictures that are either a player or the club crest.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, we got a viewer from Germany. Look at that. How are we doing, Cameron? Hope you're well. It's not a feud, it's banter. Lovely. Let's keep it that way. Lovely stuff. Always welcome. Right then. Are we locking this in? Even though I've made it look so messy. So congested in the middle of the park.
Yeah, but the thing is though, it also goes wide as well, so it can spread. It can spread.
Yeah. Yes. And they'll be having lots of. I mean, they United play with their fullbacks very, very high, so there is going to be space for these players to run into. So the big worry for me is the fact that we have like too much at the back here. It means that we just invite the press on. So which we don't want to do. There we go. Right, I'm locking that in. That's the sound effect for locking it in. Whee. There we go. Right. Now it's time for our score predictions.
Oh my God, we're here already, yeah.
We're here already. Of course, this is part of the show where me and Chat are going to give our score predictions for Saturday's game. So be sure to put in your score predictions in the chat section, and we will be going through all of those right after we've given ours. Now, whose go is it to go first?
Your go.
Is it my go? All right then. I'm not gonna muck about. I think we're gonna need to score more than one goal to win this game.
How do you put them?
And United are struggling to score, but they're going to need to come out with a reaction. So I think somehow they're going to get a goal. I think I've said this score prediction for every game so far, but I think this time it's actually going to work. So I'm going to say 2-1 Southampton.
It's almost getting a bit like the draw, these draws now, mate. It's great, you know.
Statistically, one of those score lines that quite often comes up. So, but yeah.
Is that what you're going for?
Who knows? Yeah. Luke's with me on TikTok. He's going 2-1, but Frankie Abov's saying 9. I'm not going to read that one. We all know what that says.
You don't need to know that one.
What are you thinking?
So, I'm along the same lines as you. We're gonna have to score goals to win this. That's
how football
usually how the
works.
game works. That's how the game works. And I do think you're right. There could be a chance that they might ship a goal or two just because it's United. So I think that's why we're gonna have to score so many goals that it don't matter. So I'm gonna say we're gonna win 4-1.
I'm okay.
4-1. A 3-0 for a bad with a shifty defence.
Yeah, that's what we do. Loving that.
Why not, mate? This is it. Early kickoff. They're rubbish. We need to score some goals. Northern men, they need to apologise a little bit for the last home game because it was dreadful.
Yeah.
We got attacking players. Cameron Archer to do some mischief. Cornet to go do some mischief. Dibbling to get his first goal. Let's do it. 4-1.
Loving it. Do you think it's going to be like that game? Was it Brentford played United and they were like 3-0 up within like 20 minutes or something like that? So
yeah,
let's
3-0
hope
first
so.
half. 3-0
Let's
first
hope
half.
so.
Bit of a grim second half. So yeah, 4-1.
Fantastic stuff. Right.
If you've got a Sky Bet account, go for it.
Gambleaware.org. There we go. It's not we have to say that. We don't have any sponsor currently in that field. Right. Where do we start? But
maybe.
Right. Rafi is going for a 1-0. Saints. Bruno sent off. Matty Fernandez score. Happy
I thought we
days.
might come back of happy guitar music while you read it out.
Can you do happy guitar music when Chloe's saying a 1-1 draw? Is that Maiden?
That was Slayer.
Oh, okay. Close. Daniel is with me. He's going 2-1 Saints. Look at that. Josh is going 3-1 to the mighty Reds. BBD, Armstrong, and Wee Man Bicycle Kick. Oh, look at that.
Love that.
Rachel is hoping for a 1-1. That you're hoping for a 1-0. You're expecting a 1-1. How's that?
Outrageous.
Well, we'll go with that.
Sort yourself out.
Hayden is going for a 2-1 United, unfortunately. I think you prefer that to someone saying a draw though, don't you, Jack?
I would. I'd rather you just be like, we're going to lose. In reality,
Yeah.
we're not going to lose. Never going with that kind of atmosphere. If you don't visualize it, it won't happen.
And he's going for a 2-0 Saints, Ben Brereton Diaz, and Tyler Dibbling for his first Premier League goal. That's what that would be. Alpha's not particularly confident. He's going 2-0 United. Cameron's going for a 1-1 Dibbling. And that guy who cries a lot for them. Would that be Bruno Fernandes? Maybe
Oh,
indeed.
Jack Stevens versus Fernandez. One more time.
It's back. It's back. Is
why
he
you
still
gotta-
captain?
That's why you got to start Jack. Yeah, he is, isn't he? Because I know it's not Maguire.
No. Harry Maguire making noises. Red and White's going for 3-1 Saints United. Our pants under. Eat Eric Ten Hag. Look at that. All these abbreviations, so we have to try and learn. It's too time consuming to write in Eric. There we go. Kevin is prediction Saints 6-0. We'll do our best, Kevin. And if it is, I'll make an entire video clipped up with this one. Second deal is going 2-1 Saints. Jack will not say 2. Jack will not say 2-0. No, it's not enough. It's not
Too
enough.
easy. My dreams aren't broken enough yet.
This is one of those names that if I say out loud, it will say something. So I'm not going to say it. So I'm going to say LG reckons it's going to be 5-1 Saints. BBD, Dibbling, Smallbone, Stevens, and Bruno Fernandes. Own goal.
I would love to see that. That would be.
Maybe. Rafi's going for 1-0. Mass Limpton and Northern. Would be lovely to see that eruption. Isaac's going for a 3-1 United. I think we'll manage to score somehow. I think Diaz will manage to score, but we aren't good at all. Don't believe in Russell Starr at all. Oh, come on, Isaac. Come on.
You're not there last season. You not see Wembley. It's great.
We're against Forest. I'll get back to scores in a minute. Against Forest, we looked a million miles away from it. Against Brentford, it was just a waste of a game because I thought it was there for the taking and Brentford didn't have to do a lot. First 20 minutes against Newcastle, thought it looked really good. So, just saying, those boys get the confidence back. It's going to look great. United will be lucky to get 9 points. No, 9 goals. Rachel's on point with your 4-1 Jack. As always, absolutely loving the confidence. Ben's going for a 1-0 Fliniesta from 30 yards. We might see a goal from long distance. I think there will be plenty of players giving it a go. Venom's going for a 3-2 Saints. Cornell, BBD, Onana, own goal. Let me see. Rusty's in the room. How we doing, Rusty? There was a score here, wasn't there? There is. Press high. There's prone to mistakes as we are. I totally agree with that. I think it's going to be 2-1 Saints. Look at that. He's with me. Lots of people approving of your 4-1. Kevin's going for a 2-1. Would love to see Wee Man score. Yeah, absolutely. I can't remember if you were on the Newcastle fans, whether there was any bad feeling amongst the fan base towards Fraser, but the Newcastle fans I spoke to appears that there would be from certain actions he did. Ball girl Chloe's back, so it will be 4-1 Jack. There we go.
See, listen, you shouldn't say that because you got to be a bit unbiased with you there. But as soon as all those throw-ins, slow them down, Chloe. Play that game.
Yeah, exactly.
Play that game.
What I want Chloe to do, Bruno walks over to get the ball. Okay. Chloe, you listening? All right, this is what you're going to do. Hold the ball, dead stare him, say nothing, dead stare him. He gets about a foot away, just throw it that way.
Throw it away.
Yeah,
You get the card, it's fine. The heat. Chloe, finger the heat. You're full heel mode. Just go for it.
Yeah, totally. I go, oh, oops. Watch him go absolutely nuts, especially if they're 2-0 down at the time, because it will be the first 20 minutes where he absolutely loves that. Got it now. Good. Lovely stuff. Let's have a little bit of chat, just to finish off the show, about some of the signings, because we didn't actually have a chance to discuss any of those signings which came in, because effectively we did a preview for the Brentford game, and then the game happened, and it was the day after the things happened. So out of 10, just quickly, and chat section, please also do this as well. Be interested to see what your thoughts are on it. But just out of 10, rate our transfer window.
Cool. It's hard to say so far because we have not seen all of them play, and there's a good mix of players that are in there. But I'll be honest, the bigger players that we've signed, I think Sugawara looks great. I think Brighton Diaz looks great. I think Lallana's a smart purchase. I think everyone that is kind of the ilk that you kind of want. Some players that have played in the league, a good mix of experience, and some young. So for me, without seeing them play, I'm going to go for an 8. I'm going to go for 8 out of 10.
Okay.
With the possibility of if some of those players, really achieve this season, it can go to a 10. But if it absolutely stinks, then we'll see where we are in January.
Yeah. So what's your final number?
I'm going to go for 8.
8? It's pretty good. I'm kind of, I'm pretty close to an 8. I think I like the loan deal we did with Chelsea. Ugochukwu. That's very, very good.
Yeah.
The only blemish, I think, is the fact that we perhaps... I know we got Cameron Archer, but it just maybe doesn't feel like we... Because we lost, let's face it, Shea, went to Torino.
Yeah.
And we lost Sekumara. And we kind of got in another winger in Ben Brereton Diaz, although he can play as a striker, and Cameron Archer. Although it still feels like we perhaps needed a prolific, big name sign. Do you think there was something in the background going on that didn't quite come off?
I saw it was a striker from Greece for 30 million euros, I think right. I saw the other day. I'm not quite sure what that was, but I mean, there was no names that I was like, well, that would have sealed the deal. That would have been safety secured right there. Nothing like that. Or a lot of names you think, put it this way, a lot of names that are similar to like Suleimana, where you're like, oh, look at the clips, they're pretty good. Something could happen here, but getting them here, there's no certainty what they're going to do. The price for that player is just ridiculous. It doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah.
There's no Barclays men. There's no Barclays men anymore.
No, but are we ever going? I mean, in this day and age, where effectively Prem-proven talent and superstar talent from overseas tends to be, I mean, the price is always super inflated if they come to the Premier League because of that Premier League kind of premium. Is that ever going to be the case for Saints, or is it always going to be a case that we don't really know a lot about this player, but one for the future?
I mean, Mane, mate. Like that's
what I mean. That's exactly what I mean.
You never know. We might pull that in because Mane. Looking back now, we all know, but back then no one knew.
No.
So you can pull those in, and every so often you hope that might happen, and it just doesn't. But for me, I kind of miss more. Like I feel like the Jamie Vardy's are dying out, where it's just those sort of like lower league strikers who are absolute ballers and they can do it at every level. They just need the chance to do it.
Yeah.
I kind of miss that, and I do kind of think that that once Pep goes, and we can put a little bit of rock and roll back into football, and it's not all just just pass the ball, keep that possession. I mean, it's not that I don't like what Ross does. So if I had the way of doing it, I'd rather have midfielders and strikers blasting it from 45 yards and 30 yards because there's a good chance of going in. I want like wingers taking men on. It's just once we get a bit of that back, and I think as soon as Pep leaves, we can all have a bit of fun again.
Yeah. I mean, you do make an excellent point. It's like the way a lot of football is played these days. I mean, you look at goal of the season, well, goal in a month, like 15, 20 years ago, they're all absolute screamers from outside the box, and now they're like kind of just working the ball tippy-tappy. I mean, it's impressive to watch a ball sort of, be walked into the goal if it's done incredibly well, but there's nothing better than seeing an absolute screamer from, just past the halfway line going to the top corner. So, yeah.
There is that part of me, I know we're the idiots that shall hit it at many points or scream shoot just because it's funny. I mean,
it's funny.
Especially because it's Southampton, you're 3-0 down. So, do you know what I mean? It's like just give it a go. But like, you know what I mean? Just Romeo just giving it some, or just people should give the amount of times I see like sweeper goalkeepers nowadays, like 30, 40 yards off their goal line, and just think, surely one of you think I've got it in my legs to hit a ball that far.
Yeah,
I can hit it with enough pace that will at least trouble him. Like I just wish people would just have a bit more fun. Yeah. And I would take a relegation if it meant that every goal that we score was an absolute bonkers one. But then you look at those goals that we scored, in the final seasons of the Prem. Like even Gineppo against City. I mean, Shea against City. Those goals that kicked us on a little bit. There's some outrageous stuff in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Rachel saying the sugar goal was class. Yeah, it was great. I think that made it into was it goal of the week or something
It's in goal of the month, but unfortunately there were some bangers in the start of the year so far. They're out there. They do, but I think the lack of fun in games like that, a lack of shots like that, makes you appreciate it a bit more when it goes in.
Yeah.
You see when you're like, oh, don't see a lot of fun goals anymore, do you?
No, but maybe with the likes of Onana and goal on Saturday, maybe we're in for a treat with some long distance shots, and I'm sure there'll be plenty of players wanting to test goalkeepers like that from distance. So you never know.
At a certain point, people have to remember that the true Southampton way is Latiz, and that do something cool,
entertain.
I mean, let's be honest. Ward-Prowse's Latiz without the keepy-ups.
Latiz is Ward-Prowse without the keepy-ups, or the other way around?
Ward-Prowse's Latiz without the keepy-ups.
Oh, yeah. And more running.
But Latiz didn't have to run.
Less Mackies.
He made the ball run for him.
Exactly. Yeah, no, indeed. Yeah. Well, it would be nice to see how things work out at the weekend. But I think that pretty much wraps up everything we wanted to say on this weekend's game. It is the early kickoff, so be aware. I know there's lots of people that suddenly wake up on Saturday morning and go, "Oh my goodness, it's at 12:30, isn't it?" rather than 3:00, and throws it all off. But so yeah, just bear that in mind. We'll be down early at the stadium, so come and say hello if you're about. I'm sure we'll be hanging around the northern zone. Sadly, there won't be a game on before us because we are the early game. So it's the kind of sort of ruins the enjoyment of getting down to the game early, but we'll be there. Yeah. Any other final thoughts, Jack?
Just happy to be back at St Mary's. Be good to not have to go a long way for a game.
Exactly. not be pointless.
Exactly. And be home at a decent hour.
Yes, indeed. But if you haven't had enough enjoyment from the show, just go back and watch the beginning of it and see the utter car crash, because that's exactly what I'm going to do when I hit the end stream button and some corner, because so sorry for that. It was the technology. It was not me. But yeah, no, it'll be early start for people in the States as well. Yeah, 7 a.m. My goodness. Crazy stuff.
It's like Newcastle away for them.
But yeah, no, thank you so much to everyone who's joined us live. Of course, if you're watching us on replay, please be sure to put in your thoughts on the game in the comment section. I'll be sure to jump in and continue conversation that way. But there we go. As always, remember to like, comment, share and subscribe. And me and Jack will see you at the weekend. All right, see ya.
Bye.